Let me be completely honest with you right from the start. If you clicked on this video hoping to turn your $100 into thousands overnight through some secret crypto arbitrage method, you're going to be disappointed. That's not what this is about. What I'm going to show you today is how you can use a small amount of capital like $100 to actually learn and understand crypto arbitrage without getting burned by scams or making expensive mistakes that beginners typically make. I know what you're thinking. Another crypto video promising easy money, right? Wrong. I'm going to tell you exactly why most people fail at arbitrage, what the real risks are, and whether it's actually worth your time and money when you're starting with such a small amount. By the end of this video, you'll know if crypto arbitrage is something you want to explore further, or if you should focus your energy elsewhere. Before we dive in, let me establish something important. I'm not here to sell you a course, promote an exchange, or convince you that arbitrage is the answer to all your financial problems. This is pure education based on real experience and honest analysis. If that sounds good to you, let's get started. So what exactly is crypto arbitrage? Strip away all the fancy terminology and complex explanations, and arbitrage is simply buying something at one price and selling it at a slightly higher price somewhere else. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at a farmer's market and you notice that vendor A is selling apples for $2 a pound while vendor B, just 50 feet away, is selling the exact same apples for $2.50 a pound. If you could buy apples from vendor A and immediately sell them to vendor B's customers, you'd make 50 cents profit per pound. That's arbitrage in its simplest form. In the crypto world, instead of apples and farmers market vendors, we're talking about digital currencies and different exchanges. Bitcoin might be trading for $68,000 on one exchange, while simultaneously trading for $68,200 on another exchange. That $200 difference represents a potential arbitrage opportunity, assuming you can execute the trade properly and account for all associated costs. The key word here is properly. Most people think arbitrage is just about spotting price differences, but that's only the beginning. The real skill lies in understanding whether those price differences represent genuine profit opportunities after accounting for fees, transfer times, and various other factors we'll discuss. Now let's talk about the different types of arbitrage that exist, because not all arbitrage opportunities are created equal, especially when you're working with limited capital. The most straightforward type is simple exchange arbitrage, where you buy a cryptocurrency on one exchange and sell it on another exchange where the price is higher. This sounds simple in theory but requires you to have accounts on multiple exchanges, funds available on both platforms, and the ability to move money quickly enough that prices don't change against you. Then there's triangular arbitrage, which involves trading between three different cryptocurrencies on the same exchange to exploit price inefficiencies. For example, you might trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, then Ethereum for Litecoin, then Litecoin back to Bitcoin, ending up with more Bitcoin than you started with. This type of arbitrage can be done on a single exchange but requires sophisticated calculations and very quick execution. There's also peer-to-peer arbitrage, where you might buy crypto on a traditional exchange and sell it at a premium on a peer-to-peer platform where people are willing to pay higher prices for privacy or convenience. This can offer good spreads but comes with additional risks related to dealing with individual buyers and sellers. Statistical arbitrage is more complex and involves using algorithms to identify and exploit small price discrepancies across multiple trading pairs and exchanges simultaneously. This typically requires significant capital and advanced technical knowledge, so it's not realistic for beginners working with small amounts. For someone starting with $100, simple exchange arbitrage is really the only practical option, and even then you need to be very careful about which opportunities you pursue and how you execute them. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is crypto arbitrage actually safe? The short answer is that it's generally safer than regular crypto trading, but it's definitely not risk-free. Let me break down the real risks you need to understand. First, there's execution risk. Crypto prices move fast, sometimes changing significantly in the time it takes to complete an arbitrage trade. You might spot a profitable opportunity, but by the time you execute both sides of the trade, the price difference could disappear or even reverse against you. Transfer risk is another major concern. Moving cryptocurrency between exchanges takes time, and during that time, prices can change. Some transfers are quick, taking just a few minutes, while others can take hours or even longer if there are network congestion issues or technical problems. Fee risk is probably the biggest killer of small arbitrage profits. Every trade you make incurs fees. Buying fees, selling fees, withdrawal fees, deposit fees, network fees for blockchain transactions. These fees can easily eat up the entire arbitrage spread, especially when working with small amounts of capital. Platform risk is something many beginners don't consider. Exchanges can experience technical issues, temporary trading halts, or in extreme cases, security breaches or insolvency. If you have funds on an exchange when something goes wrong, you could lose access to your money temporarily or permanently. Regulatory and compliance risk is increasingly important. Some arbitrage strategies might run afoul of tax regulations or anti-money laundering rules, especially if you're moving large amounts between different jurisdictions. Even with small amounts, you need to keep proper records for tax purposes. Liquidity risk occurs when you can't execute your trades at the prices you expect due to low trading volume. This is particularly problematic with smaller cryptocurrencies or on less popular exchanges. Finally, there's operational risk, which includes everything from making calculation errors to sending funds to wrong addresses to falling victim to phishing scams. These might seem like small concerns, but they can wipe out your capital quickly if you're not careful. Now that we've covered the risks, let's talk about what you can realistically expect to achieve with $100 in crypto arbitrage. I want to be completely transparent here because managing expectations is crucial for success. With $100, you're not going to generate meaningful income. You're not going to quit your day job or pay your rent with arbitrage profits. What you can do is learn the process, test different strategies, understand the challenges, and gradually build your skills and knowledge. In practical terms, a successful arbitrage trade with small capital might yield anywhere from 1 to 5% profit after all fees and costs. On $100, that's $1 to $5 per successful trade. If you can execute one successful trade per week, you might make $4 to $20 per month. That's not life-changing money, but it represents valuable learning experience. The real value of starting with small capital is that your mistakes will be small too. You'll inevitably make errors as you learn, and it's much better to lose $5 on a miscalculation than $50 or $500. Think of your first $100 in arbitrage as tuition for learning a potentially valuable skill. If you can consistently profit from small arbitrage opportunities, you'll have the knowledge and confidence to scale up your capital later, when you better understand the risks and mechanics. Let me walk you through the basic framework for approaching arbitrage as a beginner. This isn't a step-by-step trading guide, but rather a conceptual understanding of the process you need to master. Step 1 is market analysis and opportunity identification. You need to monitor prices across multiple exchanges to identify potential arbitrage opportunities. This involves more than just looking at headline prices. You need to consider order book depth, recent trading volume, and price trends to determine if an apparent opportunity is real and actionable. Step 2 is cost calculation. Before you execute any trade, you must calculate all associated costs including trading fees on both exchanges, withdrawal fees, deposit fees, and network transaction fees. Many apparent arbitrage opportunities disappear once you account for all costs. Step 3 is timing analysis. You need to understand how long each step of the process will take, and whether you can complete the entire arbitrage cycle before prices change significantly. This includes account verification times if you're new to an exchange, deposit confirmation times, trade execution times, and withdrawal processing times. Step 4 is capital allocation. Never use all your available capital on a single arbitrage attempt. Keep some funds in reserve for unexpected opportunities or to cover unexpected costs. Diversification applies to arbitrage just as much as it applies to regular investing. Step 5 is execution and monitoring. Once you decide to pursue an opportunity, you need to execute quickly and monitor each step carefully. Be prepared to adapt if conditions change during the process. Step 6 is record keeping and analysis. Track every trade. including successful and unsuccessful attempts. Analyze your results to identify patterns and improve your future performance. This framework might sound straightforward, but each step requires significant skill and judgment to execute effectively. That's why starting with small capital makes sense. You can afford to make mistakes while you're learning. Now let's discuss the most common mistakes that beginners make, because avoiding these errors is just as important as understanding the process itself. The biggest mistake is rushing into trades without proper analysis. Beginners often see a price difference and immediately assume it's profitable without calculating all the associated costs. They end up losing money on trades that looked profitable at first glance. Another major error is using too much capital too quickly. Some people put their entire budget into their first arbitrage attempt, leaving no room for error or learning. This all-or-nothing approach often leads to significant losses when something goes wrong. Ignoring fees is incredibly common. Beginners focus on the price spread but forget about trading fees, withdrawal fees, and network fees. These costs can easily exceed the arbitrage spread, turning a profitable-looking opportunity into a guaranteed loss. Timing errors are also frequent. Beginners underestimate how long transfers take or overestimate how stable price spreads are. They initiate trades assuming conditions will remain favorable, only to find that prices have moved against them by the time they complete the arbitrage cycle. Platform selection mistakes happen when beginners choose exchanges based on apparent price advantages without considering factors like liquidity, reliability, or fees. A great price spread doesn't help if you can't actually execute trades at those prices, or if the exchange has technical problems. Emotional decision-making creeps in when beginners get excited about big spreads or frustrated by losses. They abandon their careful analysis and start making impulsive decisions based on emotions rather than logic. Finally, many beginners fail to maintain proper records, making it impossible to analyze their performance or handle tax obligations properly. This might not seem important initially, but it becomes crucial as you scale up your activities. When it comes to tools and platforms, I'm not going to recommend specific exchanges or services, but I can tell you what to look for when evaluating your options. For exchanges, prioritize reliability and reputation over slight price advantages. Look for platforms with strong security track records, reasonable fees, good customer support, and adequate liquidity in the cryptocurrencies you want to trade. Make sure they're properly regulated in your jurisdiction and have clear fee structures. If you found this analysis helpful and want to learn more about realistic approaches to cryptocurrency investing and trading, consider subscribing to this channel. I focus on education, risk management, and honest analysis rather than hype and unrealistic promises. My goal is to help you make informed decisions about cryptocurrency investments based on solid understanding rather than speculation or emotion. I cover topics like fundamental analysis, risk management strategies, common mistakes to avoid, and how to evaluate new opportunities safely. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Your financial decisions are ultimately your responsibility, so make sure you understand the risks involved before proceeding with any strategy we've discussed.